Hello, everybody, and welcome to Creekbottom Music House Concerts. Please welcome George Ensle.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Julia and Randy. Drove up from Albuquerque, and I'm still trying to catch my breath. I'm thinking I'll do this song here since Mickey White's here. A little slice of history for you. Houston history. I was born and raised in Houston. When I was 14 years old, I started taking classical, what I thought were classical guitar lessons from Mr. Darrell Harris. And I walked in the studio for the first time, and he was sitting there. This is 1962. He was sitting there in Huarache sandals, playing classical music on a string guitar. I said, that's what I want to do. If I did my classical studies for the week, when I came back, he'd show me a folk song. That was the carrot that he dangled. So this went on for about 2 years, and then one Friday, he said, I need to take you someplace. So we went to a place called the Sand Mountain Coffee House. And there was a guy up there by the name of Towns Van Zandt playing. And I said, that's what I want to do. So long story short, Towns kind of took me in. About 7,000 other great young songwriters under his wing. And after a while, I decided to write him a song, a tribute to him. His fingers ring to silver strings. Spirit sings on golden wings, words to fly you from your world of care, and words to tie you to people everywhere. He's a troubadour, he's lost in his song, about that road we're traveling on. He finds love between the lines, high above him, sweet sunshine. He's a city street, he's a country mile, lines cut deep around his smile. He's bars and stars, a boy and a man who goes too far for a one-night stand. He's a troubadour, lost in his song, about that road we're traveling on. He finds love between the lines, high above him, sweet sunshine. ragged as the wind, pure as the snow. No place to stay, everywhere to go. He leaves for no reason, home behind. He finds a way to make it right. Troubadour, lost in his song, about that road we're traveling on. May he find love between the lines, high above him, sweet sunshine. All right. Song for Towns. My first daughter was born. He invited me over to his house. He was living in South Austin. He said, "George, I want to give you your brand new daughter a Bible." And so I went over to his house, and I went into his study, and he had a bookcase filled with Gideon Bibles. And he had them color-coded. He had a green shelf and a purple shelf, you know. Blue. He said, "What color do you want?" I said, "Towns, you're not supposed to take those out of the motel. You're supposed to read them while you're there." In the typical Towns fashion, he said, "Man, you'd have to stay for a pretty good while." So I got a green one. All right. Well, let's see here. What's a good second song to do? I'll do something here off my album from the Puff Bunny label. I put out my last 3 albums on 3 different labels. Not that I'm hard to get along with or anything, but that's just the way it goes. And the Puff Bunny label was started by Taylor Pye, who was the co-founder of the Pozo Seco Singers. Anybody remember the Pozo Seco Singers? You're going to show your age. All right. Taylor Pye. It's the title cut. Now there's some things that I like to change about myself. Well, I got problems I can't blame on anybody else. I could do the work, make the world a little better place. Changing the big picture with little acts of faith. I'm gonna spread a little sunshine, spend a little more time showing sweet mercy and grace. I'm gonna find a way to make somebody's day, put a smile on a stranger's face. I'm gonna spend more time with the young and old ones that walk in my neighbor's shoes. I'm gonna be the change I wanna see, be a better me. Be a better me. Now there's a lot of good deeds I could do that aren't that hard. A lot of good seeds I could sow right in my own backyard. I could walk the walk, talk the talk for the greater good. Time is short, it's up to me to do everything I should. I'm gonna share my blessings with those who have less and live with a bigger heart. Make a bigger difference in the long run by believing from the start. We're all God's children trying to find our way. I'm gonna be that light in the dark. I'm gonna be the change I wanna see. Be a better me. better me. And I'm gonna love out loud and let love be what living's all about. I'm gonna hug a little longer and a little stronger, show my family how much I care. I'm gonna stop and smell the flowers and laugh a little louder and say a little better prayer. I'm gonna look to the future and honor the past while celebrating every day. Being the change I wanna see, being a better me, being a better me, being a better me. Thank you. Well, I've got a brand spanking new CD that just came in off the presses on the Coastal Bend label out of Rockport. I'll play you a cut off of that one. I hopped at 2 a.m. out of Dallas, heading for L.A. Jumped a slow-moving boxcar that looked empty and safe. And I unrolled my bedroll and got settled for the night. Out of the shadows stepped the ghost of a man asking for a light. The match lit the face of an old soul with the eyes of a child. He said, "I'm Boxcar Charlie," tipped his Bogart hat and smiled. I said I didn't have a moniker, I was too new to the game. He said, "You're Texino," that's how I got my name. He said, "I ride the midnight rails every now and then. When there's a need, I come to keep bad things from happening. And tonight I'm gonna ride with you until it's time I'm gone. There's trouble brewing up ahead, you'll find out later on." He stepped back in the shadow, I climbed in my bedroll. I had a switchblade in my boot and pulled it out and held it close. As the night wore on, I finally fell into a troubled sleep, wondering just what's up ahead for Charlie and me. The next thing I knew, the dawn was slipping through the boxcar door. We pulled into Abilene and slowed down more and more. He said, "Go find the conductor and tell him Boxcar Charlie said, listen up, and you can stop the killing up ahead. Say the barricade is broken just outside of town. Lightning struck the motor and the arm ain't coming down. The warning lights won't flash and there's a school bus full of kids that are gonna get hit by the 810 highballing, God forbid." I told the conductor just what Charlie said. He called the 810 driver who was flying up ahead. He got the message just in time to slow down the train. Watched that school bus cross the tracks, and that's how close they came. The conductor said, "You're a blessed young man to have Charlie ride with you. He's the hobo guardian angel, well known by bows and crews. He gave his life when he pushed a death boat clear from the tracks. Back in 35, praise the Lord, he keeps coming back." Now it's written in the good book Hebrews 13:2. Be kind to a stranger in everything you do. And the next time that you meet one out on the street, remember that he just might be Boxcar Charlie. Thank you. How high are we? 7,000 feet? It was just 2 days ago I was in Austin at 100 feet. On the courthouse square in the summertime shade of a white oak tree, the old men sat on benches, living history, whittling and spitting tobacco juice into coffee cans, solving the problems of the world as only old men can. At the cafe across the street I told the waitress them men seemed to be the picture of contentment, living out an old man's dream. She laughed and said it wasn't always that way. You might not believe, but just a while back, all that sat on them benches was white oak leaves. See, it all started when some ladies got together after church, decided to clean up the courthouse square, so they went straight to work on a plan to ban spitting and whittling. They's gonna put up signs, no whittling or spitting, $100 fine. Well, the signs went up and the men went home till their wives started to shout, "You're underfoot and in the way," and kicked their sorry spitting cans out. The old men had nowhere to go where they might congregate. The barber shop was way too small and it was too loud for this cafe. So they met down at Lucy's bar, started drinking right at 10, playing dominoes and checkers until the alcohol kicked in. Then they'd fight about whose turn it was and call each other cheats. Lucy called her wives and said, "Come get him or I'm calling the police." No one knows where those signs went. They disappeared overnight. Lester said he thought he saw some old ladies pull them up in the courthouse lights. Sure enough, the next day, them old men was back again, sitting on them benches, spitting and whittling. Now the moral to this story, the message in this song, is that sometimes there are some things that's best just left alone. Like feral hogs, sleeping dogs, snakes, and mama hens, and old men sitting on the courthouse square, spitting and whittling. Give y'all a little edutainment here. All you history buffs. Well, my name is Bigfoot Wallace. My brother died at Goliad. I come west to Texas, and I was fighting mad. Gonna shoot old Santa Ana right between the eyes to avenge my brother's murder. I would not be denied. Then in 1842, when I got my chance, we was captured in the town of Mir down on the Rio Grande. We escaped into the desert but surrendered in the end. They played El Gallo as they lined up our men. Beans from a clay jar, one by one we reached inside. Draw a white bean and you live, draw a black bean and you die. Well, some men wrote their mothers, and some men wrote their wives. I guess my luck was running strong, the bean I drew was white. 1 in 10 drew black beans and faced the firing squad. It was 17 against the wall, prepared to meet their God. It's beans from a clay jar. One by one we reached inside. Draw a white bean and you live, a black bean and you die. After that I cleaned out horse thieves coming up from Mexico. I drove a stage through Comanche country all the way to El Paso. And I got some revenge in that Mexican-American war. The one who held the clay jar started evening up the score. I was a Texas Ranger, and I wore that badge with pride. In the town of Bigfoot, Texas is where I now reside. People come from miles around to hear about my life, and I'd not be here to tell it, but the bean I drew was white. My name is Bigfoot Wallace. My brother died at Goliad. I come west to Texas. I was fighting mad. We're a young state, but we still got quite a history, colorful history. I had a request from Julia to do this song, one I wrote for my lovely bride, back when we were living in what's known as a flood-prone zone in Austin, South Austin on Williamson Creek. Until one day we got flooded. And we got 2 feet of water throughout our entire house. You never really know how many things you own are made of particle board till you have 2 feet of water throughout your entire house. One of the people that experienced the same thing up the street was a gal named Nancy Copland. She started the music program at the Austin Mueller Airport, and she had 8 feet of water in her house. So, bless you. She made it on the news, and she's had a pretty dry sense of humor, which I appreciated about her. And the reporter said, "What kind of advice can you give someone after going through a flood like this in your house?" And she said, "Never buy a house on a street with creek in the name." Pretty good advice. You are the daybreak on, the way to carry on. You're a new chance. You are the morning dew on all that we've been through. You're a slow dance. You're the shadows in the pines where we lose track of time. And you're what I miss, the river in the rain, washing away the pain. You're a soft kiss, and you're the eye of the hurricane. And when I'm in your arms, I know I can protected from the storm. Should the world outside our door lose its way in the wind and rain, I'll weather out this life with you to lay beside in the eye of the hurricane. You're the moonlight on the snow of love we've yet to know, still falling. You're the wind in a Mustang's mane, running free from living's chains. I hear you calling. And you're the sunlight streaming through a rain cloud on blue waters around me. And you're the stars out on the road, baby, as clear as words unspoken since you found me. You're the eye of the hurricane, and when I'm in your arms, I know I can remain protected from the storm. Should the world outside our door lose its way in the wind and rain, I'll weather out this life with you to lay beside in the eye of the hurricane. You're welcome. Isn't this a nice setup? Boy, I tell you, Randy, you and Julia have really done a marvelous thing here. And I appreciate appreciate so much being part of it. My wife and I are gappers. Y'all familiar with that term? Grandparents as parents. We raised 4 granddaughters along with my daughter. And it's quite a blessing. It's quite an honor and a privilege. Our oldest is now at Dallas Baptist University. And the song I wrote for her mom, the song I sang for her a generation later. The song is also one of 5 songs in a brand new movie called Buck Alamo. Have you ever watched Buck Alamo yet? It's really a great movie. I've got 5 songs in. I play myself, a rich and famous singer. Did I mention it's fiction? It's a fictional tale. Sonny Carl Davis plays the main character, Buck Alamo, and he's an aged out, burned out, but trying to redeem himself, an old singer-songwriter. And this is kind of one of his theme songs. A song that I wrote for my daughter, that I'm playing for my granddaughter. In every life, there comes a time to leave everything and nothing behind. You're too young to go, but you're too old to stay. So you're on your way, on your way to find your way. And the song were born to sing, but on your way, remember you always have a home to come back to. With every step, you'll learn to dance to the rhythm of life. If you just take the chance, keep the wind at your back now and the sun on your face, then you're on your way, on your way to find who you are, is both near and far. Hitch your wagon to a star, on your way, remember you always have come back to. Pack your new dreams, your old car. Keep on believing, no matter where you are, where you belong. So seize the day. Hey, hey, hey. And be on your the path that speaks to your heart. On your way, remember you Get your wheels a rolling. Get your wheels a rolling. Thank you. I see my partner Jerry Ferris made it. Jerry and I are going to be playing in Madrid tomorrow at the Mine Shaft. Good to see you, my old friend. That reminds me of an old character that actually inspired this next song. You remind me of Rich Minus. Rich Minus, he's a very gifted and talented songwriter, and he had written such songs as Laredo Rose, which was a great, beautiful, poignant piece about a lady of the evening that Doug Salmon and the Tornadoes recorded. And he also wrote, "How can I dance when I get inside? I gave an arm and a leg at the door." Mickey used to play with him. Now, Mickey used to play with him in the Rich Minus band, and whenever Rich Minus no-showed, it was the Rich Minus band minus Rich Minus. But he had a heart of gold. Wrote this song with Tony Ramey. They run into the sun, they stand out in the rain, a glutton for punishment, a friend to pain. They stay a little too high, a little too long, a little too lost most times to find their way back home. Black sheep, the prodigal is always on the run, living in the moment, dying to have fun, and oh so chasing rainbows and dancing their own dance. Black sheep always need a second chance. You know they're always calling in the middle of the night. They're always breaking down, thinking you can make it right. Their love is bittersweet, they're loyal to the end. They're their own worst enemy, your best friend. Black sheep, the prodigal is always on the run, living in the moment, dying to have fun, and also chasing rainbows, dancing their own dance. Black sheep always need a second chance. When they get back on their feet, that's when they fall from grace. And when they get it all planned out, that's when they lose their place. Sometimes they look a lot like the likes of you and me. Oh, taking all those wrong roads, just trying to be free. Black sheep, prodigal is always on the run, Oh, living in the moment, dying to have fun. No soul chasing rainbows, dancing their own dance. Black sheep always need those black sheep always need a second chance. Thank you. See, we got time for one or two more before we take a break. Y'all have any requests? Yes, ma'am. Billy Bob's Backyard. Just excuse me for a minute. This is called a resonator. Fender, but I think it was a bumper. So yeah, we lived in South Austin, and as opposed to the rest of Austin. Anybody here from South Austin? Okay. It's where the Bubbas and the Bubettes live. We had this thing called Large Trash Collection Day twice a year. Where take all the junk out of your backyard and put it in your front yard. And in North Austin, they come by with trucks and haul everything from your front yard to the landfill. And in South Austin, you take all the junk out of your backyard and put it in your front yard. Your neighbor takes all the junk out of your front yard and puts it in his backyard. Right? I called it redneck recycling. Now, you know this is an audience participation song, right? You just have two words. Hillbilly Heaven. Hillbilly Heaven. Try it. Hillbilly. You got it. Billy Bob wears a ball cap backwards, an aviator shades, black grease neath his fingernails, and a little on his face. With a semi-toothless smile, he said, "Howdy do." I was having second thoughts about what I was about to do. He's a shade tree mechanic, and my alternator was gone. He said, "Well, if you brung one in an hour, I'll have her on." Well, I said I had her rebuilt, sitting in my trunk. He said, "Pull around back," and that's when I saw Billy's jungle of junk. Billy Bob's backyard is a pack rat's paradise, a redneck collection from a Bubba's way of life. It's hillbilly heaven with an old rod standing guard. Whoa, over all them white trash treasures filling Billy Bob's backyard. Poor Skeeter breathing tired, leaning up against an ugly shed. Studebaker pickup up on blocks with grass growing in the bed. Tin roof and warped plywood making a cricket fence. Slimy water standing in a John boat that's got about 100 dents. Rusty rebar bags of sackreed that got wet and turned to stone. Motorless lawnmowers by a clothesline haywired on to his girlfriend's Harley tank top and his Harley tee. A dead water heater and 2 lawn chairs with ripped out strap seats. Now Billy Bob's backyard is a pack rat's paradise. A redneck collection from a Bubba's way of life. Here we go. Hillbilly heaven with an old rot standing guard. Whoa, over all them white trash treasures filling Billy Bob's backyard. Beer cans, beer cans, beer cans thrown in scattered piles. Chickens pecking in the dirt to an 8-track playing Born to Be Wild. Billy cleared away just enough space to squeeze my car between a satellite dish with a bird nest and a broke down washing machine. I was leaning on a chopper frame, watching him sweat and cuss, neath the torn tarp strung from his mobile home to an old Volkswagen bus. Billy Bob's backyard is a pack rat's paradise. A redneck collection from a Bubba's way of life is hillbilly heaven with an old rot standing guard. He's old. Oh, all them white trash treasures filling Billy Bob backyard. All right. If you write them, you got to play them. That's all there is to it. All right, here's another little ballad. This happened to my brother. Syracuse, New York, coldest spot on the North American continent. It is, isn't it? Johnny was skipping school that frozen winter's morn. If he'd have played it straight, oh, he'd be safe and warm in the little country schoolhouse. But the lesson learned that day would come from one he'd least expect would ever know the way. The bridge was all iced over, the railing was gone. Johnny slipped off and flew down into the frozen pond. The morning stillness shattered with a crashing sound. He broke through the ice and like a rock went sinking down. He kicked his way back to the top and started to shout, "Help! Somebody save me!" Trying to claw his way out, but the ice just broke away and his legs turned to stone. The freezing water soaked his clothes and froze him to the bone. Just then a passerby showed up on the bridge. He saw the situation, he thought of all the risks. Well, if I try to save him, I might drown myself. I wish this burden would fall on someone else. Then out from underneath the bridge came Jake, the town wino. He walked into the pond as Johnny slipped below. He moved through the icy waters, reaching out his hand, snatching Johnny from the jaws of death, watched by the other man. Jake wrapped Johnny in his blanket. He carried him back home like a ragged old Boo Radley, stumbling but strong. The father met him at the door, took his shivering child from a most unlikely savior with a toothless smile. The dad offered Jake his money for saving his son's life. He said, "No, thank you, sir. I just try to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord." As they watched him walk away, he's an angel with a broken wing, Johnny heard his father say. Johnny learned mercy's lesson from the one they called the fool. The passerby learned about living out the golden rule. And a small-town country barkeep learned that Dad will pay to see. From now on, Jake the hero always drinks for free. Johnny was skipping school that frozen winter's morn. If he'd have played it straight, oh, he'd be safe and warm in the little country schoolhouse. But the lesson learned that day would come from one he'd least expect would ever know the way. It's break time. I've got merchandise out there, CDs and whatnot, and I've got my brand new CD actually, and I'll be glad to sign one for you. But even more importantly, I've got a mailing list out there. I'd love to stay connected with y'all. And so great to see some of y'all that I hadn't seen in so long. Hey, Doug and Mickey, and I'll tell you. And Randy, and Jerry. We'll be back. It'll be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, thank you. We'll see how y'all like to do some more audience participation. You're really good on Billy Bob's backyard. This one is it's called Cowboy Church. I play a lot of cowboy churches, and believe it or not, they're going strong. And, I love playing there. They have a really strong faith and deep faith, but they also have a good sense of humor. I was playing one during COVID in Buchanan Dam, and we had to hold the service outside under the porte-cochere in the parking lot because of COVID, and all the pickups were parked in the parking lot, and they went to Walmart and bought a transmitter, and they transmitted the whole service on a certain frequency that all the pickups could dial into and hear the service. One honk was amen, 2 honks was hallelujah. Can't make this stuff up. So all you got to sing is Come Down Children on this one. I'm going to sing Come Down, sing down. You say Come Down Children. Won't you come down, children, hear the loving word. Come down, children, come to Cowboy Church. That's it. Away out in the country on the camp meeting grounds, there's a gathering every Sunday from them hill country towns. Meet at the dance pavilion and we sit on folding chairs. We sing 'em loud, clap our hands and shake 'em in the air. Won't you come down, children, hear the loving word. Come down, children, come to Cowboy Church. Won't you come down, children, be the living word. Come down, come to Cowboy Church. Some come in rusted pickups, some come in Cadillacs, some come riding Harleys, some on horses' backs. 'Cause everybody's welcome at the church that has no walls. Some come in their Sunday best, some in bib overalls. Won't you come down to hear the loving word? Come down, come to Cowboy Church. Come down, be the living word. Come down, oh, come to Cowboy Church. Now the preacher keeps it simple. He says, we've all gone astray. But if you want back in the herd, live the cowboy way. Always help the needy. Love your neighbor every day. Always fight the good fight. Don't forget to pray. Come down. Hear the loving words. Sing it like you mean it. Come down. Come to Cowboy Church. Come down. Oh, be the living word. Won't you come down? Come to Cowboy Church. Come down, children. Come to Cowboy. Y'all are good. America is made with an old school country recipe. Hard work, pride, freedom, faith to faith and family. In a mom and pop grocery store, an old timer filled cafe. It's a little slice of paradise called small town USA. Apple pie America is a feeding seed with hard working kids. The sons and daughters of the ones with blue collars who know what a dollar is. And it's a VFW with those who answered the call and stand for duty, strength, honor when they're backed against the wall. And I'm leaving today. If anyone has to say, I've gone to find apple pie America. Apple pie America. It's a family farm, John Deere, kicking up dust. Heads bowed around the Thanksgiving table, and it's a Greyhound bus, taking dreamers across the heartland and bringing some back home to start over. Grandma's apple pie is cooling on the stove. It's a place where church bells still fill a Sunday morning sky. The folks still wave from front porch swing, the strangers driving by. A place where they hold hands on hearts when old glory is flying high, where the eagle still looks down with pride, circling in the sky. Now I'm leaving today. If anyone has to say, I've gone to find apple pie America. Thank you. I've been given a lot of opportunities over the last several years of being a member of the Texas Arts Commission touring roster, and their grant system for songwriters and artists of all different disciplines, or different genres, I should say, that are performers. Any nonprofit really can apply for a grant and get a matching grant to support the artists and in turn support the nonprofits. So I work with foster children and I work with special needs folks, and I've worked a lot with the elderly. Memory care is kind of an amazing thing that happens with the healing that goes on with music, and folks that We're trying to remember. Here's a song I'll paint for you. The sky shining sapphire blue, slipping through shimmering trees onto a river in a childhood breeze. There's clear water, soft and clean, white limestone sleeping beneath emerald green, sunlight dancing like diamond shine. I'll sing you back home in waltzing time. You can listen, somehow see the colors of sweet memories, flying you to a perfect day where all you care will wash away. Close your eyes and hear beauty ring. Find peace in this picture that I sing. See the divine light in your mind and find the child you left behind. You can listen and somehow see all the colors of sweet memory, flying you to a perfect day where all your cares will wash away. Here's a song I'll paint for you. The sky shining sapphire blue, slipping through shimmering trees onto a river in a Thank you. Thank you. Well, to go along with that, there's a great foundation that Kinky Friedman started in. It's called the Gold Star Ranch, and it helps children that are grieving loss of loved ones that in the armed forces or in law enforcement or in first responders. And the opening page of the website. It says, time is the money of love. Yeah. Smell like WD-40, no spice aftershave. The suburban sanctuary, the original man cave. It's where he kept his memories, where a lot of mine were made. At the end of his driveway, where I spent my Saturdays. In Grandpa's garage, where I learned about love. Between an old man and a kid, like an old dog and a pup. I got my life lessons sitting on the tailgate of his Dodge, and all the tools I needed in Grandpa's garage. It was the grand old man's museum, tacked up snapshots from the war. John 3:16 and a Polaroid of Grandma on the door. His workbench stood like a shrine for good. He taught the golden rule and how to measure twice and cut once. It was my church and school. It was Grandpa's garage where I learned about love between an old man and a kid, like an old dog and a pup. I got my life lessons sitting on the tailgate of the Dodge, and all the tools I needed in Grandpa's garage. Took the time to show me how to use my hands. He took the time to listen when I didn't understand. He could make things just like new when my world fell apart. He fixed my broken back and my broken heart. In Grandpa's garage, where I learned about love between an old man and a kid, like an old dog and a pup. I got my life lessons sitting on the tailgate of the Dodge, and all the tools I need in Grandpa's garage. I got all the tools I need in Grandpa's garage. I was doing research for this next song, and because it's about live oak trees, which are my favorite tree. Well, cottonwood is a close second, and sometimes in the fall, I think the cottonwood takes the lead because live oak trees never lose their leaves, really, or they never go through the cycle of colors so much, but I always loved the live oak tree, and I thought they were called live oaks because they never lose their leaves. But my buddy said, no, they're called live oaks because they live so much longer than any other oak tree, like 5 times longer. It would to be like 500 years old instead of just 100 or so. red bird is singing his sweet melody. The mockingbird is singing along. The turtle dove's cooing a cool harmony. It's got the makings of an orchestral song. Creek stones are rippling with the rhythm of spring. I'm finding reasons to rhyme and finding joy in life's simpler things while losing all track of time. Here in my hill country rhapsody, a new day is coming alive with the sounds of the symphony, filling the clear Texas sky, played on a breeze through live oak trees. I'm tuning into the world and getting turned on to my favorite song and getting high on my favorite girl. It's just a small ensemble playing a suite. It's a waltz and a two-step combined. The maestro is spot on, never missing a beat, and the light show is blowing my mind. A soft wind is whistling across the blanket of blue. Bonnets in the dawn, it's sublime. So let's dance cares away in this wondrous display. Won't you put your fine hand in mine and step to my hill country rhapsody? A new day is coming alive with the sounds of a symphony, filling a clear Texas sky, played on a breeze through live oak trees. I'm tuning into the world and getting turned on to my favorite song and getting high on my favorite girl. I'm getting high on my favorite girl. I love being silly. Oh, I'm supposed to tell a joke. That's right. So, huh? You promised him a joke, huh? I went to the Towns Van Zandt School of Bad Joke Telling. So, it's Mickey can attest.
I remember one that you told about a young man who was studying for the preachers, to be a preacher.
Studying to be a preacher. Oh.
And his very
His very first.
One more town's lost his key.
What?
One more town's lost his key.
No, I don't tell that one. That's off color. As most of what Townsend was. He just had his own spectrum. That's all. Now these two old couples are walking along, and this is in the Buck Alamo movie, by the way. Buck tells this little ditty. These two old couple is walking along. The women are walking in front of the men, and this one old boy says, "Man, I had the best meal last night." What was the name of the restaurant? He said, "Boy, the food was great. It was hot, fresh." What was the name of the restaurant? He said, "The service was outstanding. The parking was great." What was the name of the restaurant? What's the name of that plant that has the flowers and the thorns on it? He said, "Rose?" He said, "Yeah." "Hey, Rose, what was the name of that restaurant we went to last night?"
We all get that.
Okay, I don't want to lose the crowd. This is a song that's on the new record that I wrote for my buddy John Gramato. You remember John Gramato, don't you, Doug? He decided to move down to Rockport. And become a fisherman. He took us floundering. My wife and I were on our honeymoon, and he said, "I'll take you floundering in the full moon on Copano Bay," and it was one of the coolest experiences I ever had, and the only time I really caught any fish, because I had a frog gig. I call it Rambo fishing, my kind of fishing. You walk along with waiters, a Coleman lantern in one hand and a rope tied to a John boat in the other hand, and when you see their impression in the sand, their outline, you got to make sure they're not a stingray. And we got what he called saddle blankets. They were so big, they were beautiful. And the next day, his wife, Carla, cooked them up and stuffed them. And I mean, to Trish and I, this was like a real delicacy, being landlubbers all our lives. And we were sitting down saying grace, and at the end of the grace, getting ready to eat. And their little 10-year-old, Aaron, said, "Fish? Again?" I guess you had to be there. He knows when the reds are running, where the flounder are about. Just the right rig and jig to use to snag old Mr. Trout. He's as salty and as seasoned as Papa Hemingway. He finds his rhymes and reasons living by the bay, living by the bay at one with the wind, face to the wind, daydreams unfurled, living by the bay. He slipped through the net, and now all he needs he gets every day by the bay. Lives by his catch when he's hungry, by the Bayshore bar when he's dry, by the breeze through palm tree leaves, singing in the sleep at night. He tells time by the tides, he sets sail by the stars. He lives by the water, fishing poles and guitars, living by the bay at one with face to the wind, daydreams unfurled, living by the bay, he slipped his name, and now all he needs he gets every day by the bay. He lives by the sunrise, the sweet cry of the gull, and the general motion of the ocean on his hull. Those crow's feet lines when he's smiling and staring out to sea, tell the tale of the old fisherman who's right where he wants to be. Living by the bay at one with the world, face to the wind, he found the pearl. Living by the bay, he slipped his net, and now all he needs he gets every day by the bay. All he needs Johnny G. Romano. We get this right. He drove that old Bronco just a little bit too fast. Fingers wrapped around a long neck, cruising with Johnny Cash. He roughnecked the old rig long enough to make a good stay. Then he'd drive into the sunset for the mountains or the streets of L.A. He'd bet his last dollar on a hand he knew couldn't win, just to call you bluff or help you out if he saw your wallet was thin. He knew how to be broke without being poor. Be alone and not lonely. Need less somehow have more. He was our last cowboy on a black horse that rusted out chrome, burning up the highway, down his candle, too far from home. Freedom was his cowgirl, dressed in wind and leather and lace. Always has a way to keep the cowboy in the chase. Thank you. You want to hear a song I wrote with Blaze Foley? This, by the way, we're going to once again celebrate his birthday party. Doug and Mickey and anybody else who wants to come play a Blaze song. December 18th at the Sagebrush in South Austin. He would have been 76 on 1949, December 18th. And he brought this idea to me, and he said, I'm writing this song about a girl I lived with in a treehouse back in Georgia. I said, sure. Of course, Blaze. You had to call his bluff every once in a while. But that was okay. He had a great song idea and a great melody. He was so melodic, so we wrote this song. And fast forward about 6 months after he was killed, we were at his funeral, and we were at the casket there, the open pit there with a casket hanging over it. And actually, they had a hard time finding a casket big enough for Blaze. He was so big, but he was a real big fan of duct tape. So we all had a roll of duct tape there. And we were all in a circle around the casket, putting our goodbye tab of duct tape on the casket itself. Our signature goodbye duct tape. And Towns standing next to me, and he said, George, I think we're doing this to keep him from getting out. And this little lady sidles up next to me and says, hi, I'm Sybil Rosen. I used to live with Blaze in a treehouse back in Georgia. So this is a love song apology, all rolled into one. It's on our Be a Better Me album. It still has a CD player. Long, long way from home, far far from any town. Lonesome whippoorwill makes a lonesome sound. The stars aren't out tonight. The moon is someplace else, keeping hope inside, talking to myself about you, love, staying true, love, when all that I do, love, is give you blue, blue love. I don't know why I'm bound for walking down the dark side in the wind, why I'm bound to leave the arms of love, bound to wear my coat too thin, and I don't know why you'll be waiting there. Rainbows in your eyes, daybreak in your hair, with new love shining through, all that I do is give you blue, my blue. Thank you. Blaze Foley. Scarecrow, scarecrow, living in the middle of the garden. Scarecrow, scarecrow, always shifting shapes. Scarecrow, scarecrow, first you're the fruit, your garden. Scarecrow, scarecrow, next minute you're the snake. In the dead of night with a lightning strike, you look like a crucifix, but your garden is a graveyard. On each tombstone 666. Scarecrow, 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 I see you on the street. Scarecrow, scarecrow, I know your twisted smile. Scarecrow, scarecrow, I see you on the screen. Scarecrow, scarecrow, staring at my child. In the dead of night with a lightning strike, you look like a crucifix. But your garden is a graveyard. On each tombstone, 666. Scarecrow, scarecrow, your tricks are all in vain. Scarecrow, scarecrow, you're just a stick man in the rain. You're just a stick man in the rain. Hey, you're just a stick man in the rain. All right. Well, let's see here now. We about where are we at on time? I could play till y'all get tired of it, unless you already are. Huh?
I said, I imagine Edith is listening. Edith?
She's listening. Edith. Oh. Well, you're handy. Mhm. Yeah, I'll play this song I wrote with my buddy Richard Dobson. I wrote the Bigfoot Wallace song with Richard too. I neglected to give him credit, but this is sort of my anthem, my favorite song. People ask, what's the favorite song you ever wrote? This is always the one. So this will be the closing number. Thank y'all for coming out. I ask for strength, and I got troubles to get me straight and strong. I ask for wisdom, and I got problems that taught me right from wrong. I ask for courage, and I got dangers to get me through my fears. I ask for answers, and I got silence, taught me how to hear. I ask for love, and I got strangers who needed a helping hand. I ask for mercy, and I got an old friend who needed another chance. I ask for beauty, and I got to see the world through the eyes of a child. I ask for understanding, and got to see an old one smile. Got the world in a raindrop, and the promise in a seed. I got all I wanted when I got all I need. And when I ask for years, I got moments instead. When I ask for a feast, got my daily bread. I ask for wealth, and I got work, and the hands to make my pay. I ask for truth, I got a lady, stands beside me all the way. I got the world in a raindrop, and the promise in a sea. I got all I wanted when I got all I need. Yeah, I got all I wanted when I got all that I need. Thanks, y'all. Well, I appreciate that. Well, I'll do one more song if that's okay. Okay. Oh, you want me to tickle the ivories, huh? Easy. Well, Randy set this keyboard up. I sort of have to play it. Well. During COVID, I thought, since I didn't have any gigs, I'd try to learn how to play piano better. And so I actually practiced, which is rare for a man of 66 like me. But this is based on the prayer of St. Francis. For the hungry, may I be the bread of life. For the homeless, may I be sheltered from the cold. For the children, may I be new dreams for tomorrow. And for the old ones, may I be a hand to hold. May they hear you in my voice and see you in my deeds. As I follow your footprints in the sand, where you carried a world of sinners on your shoulders, and then bore our scars on your feet and hands. For the angry, may I be the dove. For the hopeless, may I be a second chance. May I be your love. May they see your love and believe your love. Where there's a need, may I be your feet and hands. May they hear you in my voice and see you in my deed. As I follow your footprints in the sand, where you carried a world of sinners on your shoulders, and then bore our scars on your feet and hands. May I be your love. May they see your love and believe your love. Where there's a need, may I be your feet and hands. Thanks, y'all. Thank you.
There's still merch out there.
Be careful on the way home, and remember, your picture's on God's refrigerator.